I just felt like doing a quick video just talking about how to do really lazy makeup when you're just not feeling it, but you want to look more awake, a little bit more together, and you're doing it for like school or work, and you have like 10 minutes, maybe less. Starting off with a little bit of skin prep, I'm going to use my TirTir Milk Skin Toner. Doesn't matter how lazy you feel. And trust, there's days where I just don't really feel like doing much of any, but I think the hydration at least is a good place to start. And you go in with moisturizer next. This is an evening time video that I'm filming, but for morning time, for work and school, the same principle applies. You just get a moisturizing sunscreen instead. I have a lot of Korean sunscreens that do that job. So that to me is more than enough. But I'm using Rhode, using their Peptide glazing fluid. And then I let that sit as well. And then I go in with a little bit of eyebrows. And for this, for the most part, I keep it really simple. My Rare Beauty Flexible Lifting Gel Tinted. This is in black, and it's very, very faint. So it's not going to do like a whole lot of like super dark, blocky eyebrows. It will just kind of set them in place. Definitely when I am feeling lazy, I am not going to do a lot with my eyebrows. If you're someone that gets your eyebrows like microbladed and threaded and stuff, this step probably isn't even really needed. But I haven't upkept my eyebrows in a bit. It's just how it be. I will mainly work with concealer because if it's like a super lazy day, then I'm not gonna really be in the mood to do foundation. I love the Saie concealer. This is the Hydrabeam. I believe it is in 7 HB7. And this is like a good all-arounder. I feel like it does a good enough job of hydrating under the eyes. See an eyelash on my nose. It'll highlight under the eyes a little bit. And then I can just use a little bit around the spots that I want some coverage. Use the pen side just to kind of put a few flicks of hair here and there. The job isn't really to get perfect brows. It is just to have a little something filled in as an extra step. But usually with a tinted eyebrow gel, you will get enough coverage that it'll look good enough. If you're just doing a basic look for the everyday, I just like to fill in a little bit. I feel like if I'm lazy but I have enough energy to at least do a little bit of makeup, I at least want to fill in my eyebrows a bit, but not too much. I believe this eyebrow pen and pencil is Blackout, so the darkest color, Urban Decay. Really like it. And I'll go in with the same concealer, the Saie concealer. And I'll do just the teensiest bit of cleanup. Not a lot, just a little bit. Usually we'll use more of like a flat edge of a concealer brush. And you just start blending out. So I've given time for the concealer to set. Not that long of a time, but long enough, you know, like just a minute. And this concealer is like super hydrating, and I find it blends out pretty nicely. And it's not super overpowering. I'm getting makeup on my hair. Definitely to save energy and time, you can also use your fingers. Definitely with this formula, it's actually pretty easy to blend out, but it's totally up to you what you want to use. Now I'm going to go in with just a teensy bit of blush. I am using CoverGirl's Skin Enhancer, and it is in Sweet Violet. This is like a lilac-y pink. And I'm going straight from the tube onto my face, and I'm just going to throw some on. And then kind of blend that out with a fluffier brush if I can find it. Here it is. So I'm using a really fluffy brush. And I am just going to blend that out. So it's a nice diffused look. You can definitely use this formula as well with your fingers. Again, if you really want to be lazy, you don't want to reach for the brush. I tend to like my brushes, but I tend to use less if it's about conserving energy. Now basically done with like the wet cream products, then you're just gonna go with powder. Because I don't have primer, because I'm lazy, don't want to put on primer, but I want it to at least have a chance at some staying power, I'm going to use some powders. So one of my favorite translucent powders is like the Makeup Forever HD one. I just think it's super pretty, and I will just put a little bit just around where the concealer was, and definitely like around under the eye, and I just go right into the reservoir there. And I'm just going to pat and place wherever concealer was. I'm going to go in with some powdered blush just to kind of lock in the cream blush, and I'm also using CoverGirl's Skin Enhancer, and this is the luminous blush in Berry Punch. And guess what, I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the cream, and then I'm just going to lightly place along my blush there. Then I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use, again, CoverGirl, and this is the Skin Enhancer Baked Luminous Bronzer, and this is in Caramel Truffle. This is going to go around the perimeter of the face. So I'm using now a fluffy brush that it has a little bit of an angle. It's actually like a Korean brand brush. It's a Etude House. This is contour number 1. And I'm just going to place this like all over. It's very light. It's not like overpowering. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara because it is a lazy day one. I am not going to curl my lashes, because if I'm really just not feeling it, I'm not going to be making that effort. I'm going to use Telescopic mascara. I love Korean lip tints. Peripera is a really good example of one. This one is an Ink Mood Glowy Tint in 32, Goju Berry. It's like in the same nice plummy wheelhouse as like the blush that I'm using. And you just put it all over. If you have the energy and you want to make an extra step, you could always line your lips with a nice plum lip liner. It's using a little bit of setting spray, and this one from Milani is supposed to be a moisture boosting one. It'll help the makeup stay a little bit longer but add some moisture to the face. So I'm just going to spray it all over. Very simple, very straightforward. You get some color in your face and you look awake, but I don't think it's like too high effort as far as makeup is concerned. If you want even a little bit more longevity, you probably should add some primer, but I'm just keeping in mind with the whole lazy theme, if you really just want to get it done, and then just use some powder and setting spray to make up for the fact that you're not using primer. So that's it. That is my quick lazy girl routine.